Liberation knowledge. Thera Thich Thong Lac, extracted from Living in 10 Wholesomes, *TG. 2011, pages 19 to 27. Living in this world, people usually create good or bad karma through their deeds. Good or bad karma, all come from three major actions. Firstly is bodily actions. Secondly is verbal actions. Thirsdly is mental actions. Bad bodily, verbal and mental actions create bad karma, so as a result the body and mind often suffer from illness, misfortune or poverty, even cannot have enough food to eat, clothes to wear or a home to shelter themselves, often wandering to beg for food. Those who do evil, often have to suffer from nasty incidents, unforgettable situations. They often have to suffer from continuous unfortunate aspects. Those with bad physical, verbal and mental activities usually suffer from misery. Their mood is unstable, it changes time by time, from love to hatred, from happiness to sadness, especially they are always anxious, sad and fearful. Their mental life is unstable. Seeing people in that situation, we should reconsider our thinkings, our doings, our situations, the circumstances of all the things going on around our lives, to consider where is the reason we have created this suffering. And who has caused misery for us or we ourselves have created in the past. Just like in the old days, at Vulture Peak, when Tu Boda was in severe illness, he thought, "What are the causes of my sufferings? From where did they disappear? Where will they go to?" With these questions, he went to a deserted place, spreading cushions, sat cross-legged, back straight, concentrated deeply on the causes of his sickness and tried to find out the causes and ways to eradicate all the sufferings from sickness. When Tu Boda was quietly contemplating the causes and the methods to eradicate his ailment, Thich Thong Lac knew Tu Boda's thinking, so with Ba Jia Tuan, one of his disciples, came to Tu Boda to help him to know his karma and guide him to live in accordance with the 10 wholesome. Thich Thong Lac knows very well only to live in accordance with the 10 wholesome could help people to avoid disease and accidents which happen to people who often do the 10 evil deeds. On arrival, Ba Jia Tuan recites the verse. With good karma, can escape from disease, Phuc. At Vulture Peak. You often suffer from extreme illness. Loathsome diseases. Looking at your face, I know. You earned great merit. Created a solid foundation. In Agama. The noun phc makes this verse hard to understand. Phc means sickness, accident, so the first verse says very clearly that to do good karma, means to live in accordance with the 10 wholesome. The whole meaning of this verse is to live with 10 wholesomedo, avoid accidents and illness. Ba Jia Tuan has stated very clearly, to escape diseases and accidents we must live in accordance with the 10 wholesome. Who live in accordance with the 10 wholesome will overcome sickness and accidents. In another word, all the sickness will disappear and accidents will never happen. Therefore, the Sutra of the 10 wholesome help people to live without sickness. But people do not have enough trust on the 10 wholesome. Human live by eating livestock, therefore, they always create bad karma by killing and eating meat. Hunting, fishing, killing cattle, pigs, goats, poultry, etc. For food. It is so ignorant by living in bad karma, so how to avoid unintentional accidents, sufferings and illness. Once they live on the suffering of other living beings, how can they avoid misery? Why do people prefer eating meat? It's not correct if we say that people prefer eating meat, but we have to say that people have the habit to eat meat. So when they don't have meat, they will crave for meat. It takes time to train to have a good habit, not only in 1 or 2 days. When a baby starts with solid food, the parents give them meats and fishes, so they get used to eating meat and fish in general. Therefore, when they do not have these foods, they dislike. Newborns generally are gentle, but later as their parents, grandparents and siblings living in 10 evils, they are influenced by adults and later they become the same as their relatives without knowing it. Since following the teachings of Buddha we are aware that we have been influenced by evil deeds which made people suffer from this lifetime to another. With the Buddhist practice we eradicate bad habits by training ourselves with the 10 wholesome. When we practice to live with the 10 wholesome for a long time we will have good habits and gradually we do not want to harm ourselves, harm other people and other livings. The practice of Buddhism is very simple, we just change the evil lifestyle into gentle lifestyle. When gentle lifestyle was done, we will be joyful, have happy life and no longer suffering. When we practice to live in accordance with the 10 wholesome, we can avoid sickness and sufferings. The 10 parami is a magical factor that can help people to avoid terrible conditions. That is why all of us should practice and nurture the 10 wholesomes are more precious than all the treasures in this world as it can help us to escape all the sufferings. Confucius, an ancient Chinese sage says, "It's hard to be a human being." It's hard to be a human being, whereas, Buddha taught the 10 wholesomes. If we live within the 10 wholesome, then to be a human being is not hard anymore, but we can create happiness for ourselves and for others. However, definitely we have to live in accordance to the 10 wholesomes so we do not have mental and physical maladies anymore, in other words we are living in heaven. In conclusion, heaven is not far away, it's in the 10 wholesome. Anyone living in accordance with the 10 wholesome, means he or she living in the heaven, in the peace and happiness. In contrary, who does not live in accordance with the 10 wholesome is living in the realm of hell. So hell is not outside of the 10 evils. Asterisk. 1. There are 3 good bodily actions. No killing. No stealing. No sexual misconduct. 2. There are 4 good verbal actions. Do not lie. Do not say additions. Do not speak against initial speech, speech at first totally opposed speech later. Do not say cruel. 3. There are 3 good mental actions. Not greedy. Do not anger. No delusion.